Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another of our devotionals. This morning, we are going to begin to look at Psalm 24. The background to this psalm is important. It's probably when the Ark of the Covenant was being brought back to the tabernacle by David. You remember that the Philistines had captured the Ark of the Covenant during the time of Samuel, and David wanted to bring the Ark back, but there was an aborted attempt to do that, and for years the Ark of the Covenant remained at the house of Obed-Edom. So now David goes down to the house of Obed-Edom, and he is bringing the Ark back so that it can be placed where it ought to be, in the Holy of Holies. But it's as if David is saying, that's where God is, but we are not to think of God being confined to the Holy of Holies. And so he opens up this psalm by stating, the earth is the Lord's, and its fullness, and all who dwell within it. In other words, it's a statement by David that the whole world is the footstool, if you like, of God's throne. The vast world is his domain. We have to remember that the other nations by which Israel were surrounded, Philistines, Amalekites, Hittites, all those other nations, they worshipped gods who were localized deities. They had a god for the hills, a god for the sea, a god of rain, a god of the field. Each god had his own particular sphere. David didn't want his people to think of God like that, God who is in the Holy of Holies. No, the true God is present everywhere. He is in full control of the whole of the world and everything that is within it. Master of everything and everyone. This is God's unchallengeable dominion, the world in which we live. And it's good to remember that, brethren. God is not just the God of Christian people. He is the God of all humanity, even though more than 50% of human beings do not regard him as God. And either they deny that there is a God, or they worship some other God that they themselves have brought into being through their own imagination. The God of the Bible is the God of all the earth, the God of all mankind, the God before whom one day every single person must stand in judgment and give an account. The opening verse also reminds us that we're not to think of God as being confined to some religious building. That's where we go to meet God, our church building or wherever. That's where we go to be with God. No, God is not confined to some man-made structure. He is with us in our homes. He's with us in our car. He's with us when we're out walking in the woods or at the beach or around the streets. He is a God who is everywhere present. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. We must remember, God is not confined to our church buildings. We must remember God is the God of all the earth. So as you go out today, and as you're going about your work, or if you're leisurely walking in the woods or in some park, look around you and with your eyes see this great God. Because the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof. The world is his, and all who dwell therein. God willing, we'll probe further into this psalm over our next few devotionals. Have a great day.